Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I did kick off without the countdown. I was looking for the countdown. I went too fast. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're kicking off
Technical
right
error.
straight from the point there, right on the target. We're kicking off. Everybody keeps telling me, Vermin, it's 9 o'clock. Vermin, it's 9 o'clock. Vermin, it's 9 o'clock. So, you know what? The hell with the countdown. Let's hit it. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Just Pure Talk with the team here. So we got Akai and we got Truck Sam, who's on the target again tonight, and I hope Truck Sam is gonna exchange a little bit more than say, "Yeah, I'm with that. Yeah, I'm with that." I'm just joking. I'm messing around with you, but I mean,
No
yeah. So
problem.
it is what it is. Yeah, no, but I'm just joking. So technically tonight, there's a lot of stuff that is brought to the table. And for one, we'll go around our round table like we usually do. So, guys, how's it been for a week? Okay,
It's been a good week. Picked up a new
yeah,
rifle. I know people aren't out into guns, but I am. I just picked up a new M1A. I don't care if you like it or not. I love them.
well, you
I'm
love
gonna.
guns. That's
I
okay.
do. I do. I do love guns, and I love shooting them, and I love shooting long distance. So
Yeah, it's
that's one
it's
of my
it's
loves.
not it's not because we hear people are using the guns to kill everybody. It's you're a gun lover. You love guns. You're allowed to love guns.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
And most of the gun violence happens in places with the tightest gun control. So,
Well, well, I mean,
aka like Chicago,
Yeah,
yeah,
New York.
New York, yeah, California.
okay. See,
So yeah,
so what about your truck, Sam?
Well, I'm doing good. Just dealing with some things and all that, so I can get back on the open road. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. It's
enjoying
been a while
life.
we didn't see you in your truck.
well,
Yeah,
you
I
should,
guess.
if you want to talk about it, you should tell them what you're going through because that's kind of frustrating.
Well,
Oh,
right now I'm
okay.
waiting on my. I have high blood pressure. Now they want me to go and do sleep apnea test. So I got to get my blood
Okay.
pressure down and do a sleep apnea test. And it's like out of 20 years of trucking and all the DOTs I've ever done my 2 years, I've never had a problem until now. So it's
Okay.
like, wow.
Okay. Okay. So that's why you're not on your truck tonight.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh. Well, I mean, surely that we don't want you to do an accident.
Nah. It's
yeah,
like
no more
you got
accident.
to be safe about it. And an accident
Yeah.
can be very expensive, and well, it could be dangerous too for other people.
Yeah. So that's why I've seen I watched some show where I seen a trucker fall asleep and his truck and it was a trucker that had gasoline,
Ooh.
Whoa,
two two tankers of gasoline. He fell asleep. He crossed the highway, went into the gutter, the middle gutter. Boom, everything blew up.
Yeah,
well,
The guy
he
I
didn't
can
blew
have to
up,
believe that.
worry
and there was a
about.
guy filming
He
it.
didn't have to worry
There
about
was a guy
anything
filming
after
it.
that.
Say
He
it
didn't have to
again.
worry about. He
Sorry.
didn't have to worry about anything after that. You know,
No,
he was
no, you
hosting the
don't.
barbecue.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
he
that
was
probably
having
one hell of a
barbecue.
cleanup.
Now it all
Well,
burns
I
up,
mean,
man.
why everything burns up. I
Unless
mean,
they
it's
unless
gas.
Oh,
they
yeah.
put it out with fire, it's burning up.
They have to let that. But it's disappointing because the poor guy lost his life. No,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
but
It is what it is. So I'm saying hi to everybody that's just joined. This is our Just Pure Talk show. So like usual, we're here. We're having topics tonight. We are going to talk a little bit more about what's going on with Canada, United States, or United States, Canada, whatever, or even United States, Gaza, I should say. Well, so because
yeah, there'll be
I've been
some of
taught
that.
to say Gaza. But I mean, we're going to be a little bit more into the politics. So people, stay tuned. We're talking a little bit more about politics tonight. It's for sure. I mean, with everything that's
Well,
going on,
there's just a
that's
lot of it going on. There's just a lot of things coming out like every day.
yeah, every day, every day. So that's what we're talking about. So okay, so if we look at a little bit at the notes that you gave me, we're talking about the Office of Doge.
Doge, the Office of Doge. And I keep spelling
Doge.
it wrong. So it's the Department of, I forget what it's called. It's supposed to be efficiency of government efficiency. Department
Yeah.
of something of government efficiency. And Elon Musk is running it. And a lot of people don't like the fact that Elon Musk is in charge of that department. But he's got a crack team of people, and they are finding stuff that's absolutely ridiculous that we're paying for. And I got just a short list. It's not the whole list, because the whole list would just make your eyes bleed. It's that stupid. So we have $50 million to fund condoms in Gaza.
You got to look into that. They actually, it's a smaller number. It's actually broken off into different.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care. $50 million to fund anything in Gaza is a waste of U.S. money. I don't care if it's coming from Canada or the UK. That's just stupid. Why are we doing that? And we got hundreds of 1.5 million to advance DEI in Siberian workplaces. That's not our problem.
Yeah.
No.
It's not. $70,000 for the production of a DEI musical in Ireland.
Heard about that one.
Why? $47,000 on transgender opera in Colombia. $32,000 for transgender comic in Peru. $37 million for the World Health Organization. That's just a waste of money right there. $16 million in funding for instructional contractors in gender development offices.
Okay.
There's only two genders, male, female. That's it. We don't need to have gender development. $4 million for funding the Center of Climate Positive Development.
Okay.
$12 million to support services for the Bureau of Reliance, Environment, and Food Security. $6 million in non-emergency funding for redundant administrative support for the Center of Excellence. $3 million for non-emergency funding provided evaluation services for planning and learning programs. They're not the Department of Education.
Okay.
$600,000 to fund technical assistance for family planning in Latin America.
They need to do that themselves.
You know, USAID spent $102 million to international medical corps to provide medical services in Gaza.
Okay.
If we're not in the war zone, why are we in the war zone?
Wasn't there a controversy about
International
that?
help?
But we're sending medical. You know,
Yeah,
Well,
but
ain't there a
ain't it international help?
but
Well,
the
what I
funny
heard
part
about
is,
that
so
was the
102 million of that money that went to Gaza, the people that were getting that money said, we only received 68 million. So where's the other 30 million? And so what they're finding out is when they start going through all these programs and they're getting hold of people that are on the other end that receive the money, they're only receiving about 2/3 of the cash that they said that they got.
Is it a payoff to somebody?
Don't know. But they filed a bunch of stuff against them to where they can't, access treasury files. They can't access accounting, stuff like when we do accounting in a business, when we write a check, we put something on the memo line that says for account services or for warehouse or, for whatever, right?
Huh?
And, that way you can look it up in the future and go, how much money did I spend on warehouse services? What's all the warehouse billings? And so that you could see all your expenditures for warehouse. The United States government doesn't do that. They just write checks to people and never annotate where that money went to. That's crazy.
That's bad.
It is. I mean, it is in a sense. I mean, you know,
And the reason why I get a little hot about this, and I've been hot about this for years, is because when I started really getting hot about this stuff, I think we were 12 trillion in debt. Okay, now we're $37 trillion in debt, and I know a lot of people have no idea what a trillion is.
It's a lot of money.
Billion.
It's
a lot of money.
It's not a lot of money. It's an obscene amount of money.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, you'll be lucky. People with a college degree, right, will be lucky enough to earn $1 million in their lifetime, if they're lucky. In their lifetime.
Yeah.
And we owe $1 trillion, 37 trillion. Our budget, we pay more out every year than we make. Mm-hmm. I don't know about you, but you can't run a business like that. You go default.
Yeah,
so eventually, some creditor's going to come knocking and go, we want our money.
Well, for sure.
And it's not just America. You know, it's happening in Canada. It's happening in the UK. It's happening all through Europe, all the Western worlds.
Well,
you can't keep pouring money into other countries that, one, A, hate you. Two, it doesn't serve our people any good. You know,
well, it's an international aid. Because I understand. Hold on. I'm explaining that when whoever done it, okay, they always consider as an international aid. But I mean, is it right? Is it right? No, maybe not. I mean, because there's stuff. It's because the way you said it, if it doesn't benefit for us, for sure, I understand. I'm not going to take out money from my pocket if it doesn't help me out. I understand that. You know what I mean? But I mean, internationally, if you're all supporting each other for whatever reason that you're in the, I'm just going to say, I want to try to say the name there. You know, all the international things. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm working on what I wanted to say, but I mean, you know, it is. That's what I'm saying. So, but I mean,
international aid's one thing. I understand that if we're helping out a country that's starving or, you know, they don't have medical resources or something like that, but that's not what we're doing.
Yeah. Okay, I know where you're going. Okay, yeah.
We're spending millions of dollars on bullcrap that we can't afford personally. We're $37 trillion in debt. We can't afford to be helping all these people with DEI and condoms and transgender shows and, you know, gender diversity studies. And we don't have the money for that. Now, if we're helping people because they got shelled out of their homes and their, you know, country's been all blown up, you know, because they had a war, that's one thing, dude. I'm more than happy to, you know, send somebody some food so they don't starve, you know, but because I would want them to do the same thing if we were starving. I would want them to send us food, you know, or
that's what I mean when I say international help. Yeah.
That's
what I mean.
That stuff I can understand, Verm. I agree with you on that.
But, but you know, you're right.
We had a department that had 10,000 employees. 10,000 that was doing program. And I know I've talked to you about these programs in the past where we were doing alcohol classes for Chinese hookers so they don't become alcoholics. We were paying millions of dollars to do that every year. Like, why are we even worried about this? Why are we paying like $1.5 million a year into China's, you know, social programs.
But ain't that, it's like when you're talking about the hooker thing, ain't that maybe a passive money given?
I'm sure there's some under the sheets things going on.
Because
like, hey, we'll fund your program, but you really don't have to do the program. But we'll make it sound like we're doing something good for your people, and then you take the money. And I'm sure that's going on.
It's like the condoms. Why in the heck is the Americans funding condoms?
Exactly. Why? Why are we funding anything?
Some of that,
do you know how much money we paid Hamas a year? And the PLO a year? Millions of dollars from U.S. taxpayers went to fund the government of Gaza. And you can look it up. Millions and millions of dollars. And what did they use that money for? Building tunnels, buying munitions, so they could keep doing rocket attacks on Israel.
Yeah.
And they found out a lot of our aid money was going to do that too. I'm sorry, but maybe you crossed that boundary. Yeah. No.
Well, there's all these countries that we're giving aid money to that could care less who we are. They'll take our money, but they could care less. Oh, you're an American, you suck.
But I mean, in a sense,
screw you too.
Is Government Trump and his team re-looking into cutting off the extra money going all over the place to bring back the country into a better place?
They need to figure out how to cut $1 trillion a year that he's in presidency.
Yeah. So
to get the budget under control.
I think I'm okay with it. I'm okay with that. I mean, I'd do the same thing if it was my budget.
Yeah, if it was your budget at your house and you were spending $8 trillion a year, but you only made $4 trillion.
Yeah.
Well, man, we got to cut some things, fellas.
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, that's understandable. That's something that I think,
So it's kind of like common sense to me. It's common sense to us.
Yeah.
That we got to rein our budget in. Like we're spending more than we can afford. Right?
Totally.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, totally.
But
why isn't that common sense for government? Why isn't that common sense for government?
Yeah.
Most of the people want the government to run their lives.
And the liberals are freaking out. The Democrats are freaking out. They're threatening all kinds of stuff and doing their little, temper tantrums. But the stuff that they're finding out is a lot of these programs and a lot of this money that was getting delivered is slushing back to these Democratic members and these other political members in office that are still there. That they were getting kickbacks from taxpayer money.
So
they're going to go to jail?
That'd be nice.
That's fraud.
Yeah. Money laundering.
That's misuse of power. That's misuse of power. That's fraud. That's embezzlement.
Yeah.
And so how much of that do you take as a people before you just finally and I think another reason why people are getting upset about this is because the hits are coming every day. There's no rest. Trump is putting out executive order after executive order. His staff is finding new stuff and slamming people for it. They're throwing it out there going, look what else we found. Look what else we found. This is unacceptable. Why are we doing this? This can't continue to go on. We're going to stop that program. And I mean, he laid off 10,000 staff. Doge laid off 10,000 staff, and there's roughly about 600 members left in that organization now. And they're facilitating shutting it down.
And what's Doge?
Doge is like 5 people.
I mean, what is it? What I mean,
it's Department of Office and Government Efficiency or something like that. So I can't remember the exact terminology, but it's for government efficiency. So they gave it to Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. Is that his name?
Okay.
Or the two people that are like Department of Government Efficiency. Thank you, Ragnar.
Ragnar's there.
So,
so he says Department of Government Efficiency.
Yeah. So they gave it to
Thank you, Ragnar.
those two gentlemen, and they have like a team of like 5 computer guys and accountants, from what I understand. And that's it. And they're just going through and auditing the books. And they're going to get to the Department of Defense. That's coming. The Treasury Department's coming. You know,
They're already
they're
in
going to
the
get to all these
Treasury.
departments. Did they finally get authorization? Because the judge shut them down.
Well, last time I heard, they had access to read only.
Read only. They can't change anything.
Yeah,
But
they can read.
There was a judge that
everything up.
put a stop on them from doing stuff in some department.
Well,
And
I mean,
they only need read access. They don't need to rewrite data or anything like that. They just need to see the numbers in the data and go, where are you spending all this money and where's it all going?
And like what you guys were talking about, people are flipping out because they're losing their money they're getting, the program that supports their lifestyle. Instead of, it's like, okay, go get a job. There's plenty of them. Go get a job. You don't need to be sitting on your butt and all that.
Okay.
Well, they do have a So the EPA canceled 3 DEI contracts, which DEI is inclusion and all that hippie crap.
Diversity, inclusion, and
all that crap that we don't need. Canceled 3 contracts which saved the government, saved the taxpayers $45 million.
Every penny counts.
45 million. You know, he's just going through and they're just canceling all this stupid stuff. Look here. Here's the team has identified a $25,000 award entitled "Empowering LGBTQ Refugees in Greece."
What?
Yeah, it's right here on their website, the Doge.gov. And here I'll pop the link in here so we could push it out so people could see what we're talking about. And you know, it's just all these things like, you know, they're finding stuff in FEMA. They're finding, you know.
Well, it can't be bad when Trump was running for, when he was running for office.
Found a
they
bunch,
basically said
they found a bunch of people in North Carolina got denied aid after the hurricane and their houses were blown down and their roads were all destroyed. But they gave
a sign.
40 or 50 million to the city of New York to house illegal immigrants in luxury hotels. Not at the Motel 6, but in luxury hotels.
Okay.
You know, you should be lucky you get a cot in a hangar at an airfield.
Yeah.
You're here illegally. You broke the law.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they're sending a bunch of those guys home. So
let's hit another, because we did talk about Doge. So what about tar balls? What's tar balls?
So they're off the coast of, let me get to it. Coast of Florida, I believe. It was on my weird news list. Tar balls in Florida are washing up. So little balls of tar are washing up on the Florida coast. So some ship somewhere sunk a long time ago, and I've seen this happen in like California. California used to get massive oil slicks that would hit the beaches throughout the 90s.
Okay.
And they found out that what happened is when the warm currents would come up, it would soften up the fuel oil on this ship that sunk off the coast in some pretty deep water. And it would heat it up just enough so it would release that oil and it would go to the surface and then contaminate the beaches. And so they're trying to track down where these tar balls are coming from. So It's pretty interesting. A lot of the Coast Guard searching for tar balls because a lot of people getting tar all over their feet. Which
And
is
that's disgusting. That's disgusting because it doesn't help out the nature. It doesn't help out, So.
Well, and it's probably from a sunk ship or, maybe a leak in a line off the coast of Florida. Who knows?
Yeah. You're talking about the piping? So you're talking about the piping?
An old ship.
Yeah.
What do you mean an old ship? Do you ever seen the fuel oil? Yeah, it's the fuel. It's tar. It's like tar. It's the fuel that these ships burn is so thick. It's like sludge. They have to heat it in order to pump it.
Okay.
So this crude oil. So when we buy gasoline or diesel, that's super refined stuff, right?
Yeah.
But there's a really low grade of fuel, like crude oil, crude fuel. And that stuff is so thick that it literally has to be like heated up to pump. Because if you don't, it'll clog your filters. You got to run big filters for it because there's a bunch of junk and debris in it, but it's super cheap. Super cheap to run.
Is this one of you guys, your phone is ringing?
It's my kid's phone, and I'm about to throw it out. Be right back.
No, I was wondering.
Miles.
Okay.
Miles, come grab your phone.
See, ladies and gents, that's what being live is all about. We love the live shows. Well, that's it.
Man.
So, okay. Thanks, right now. I just seen you sent the website. Let's go then. I want to hear about your Denmark petition to buy California.
So, I think it's out of because Trump said he wanted to buy Greenland. I believe it was.
Yeah.
Was it Greenland or Iceland?
Greenland.
But he wanted to buy one of those islands. So a bunch of people from over there in Denmark put together a petition to ask if California is for sale.
Well,
I think it's funny. I think that's hilarious.
Well, no, but you guys are laughing.
No,
you
but
guys are laughing. But you know that some states are also considering all this crap.
It'd be an eye opener.
I don't know if California.
It would be an eye opener for California.
If California got sold to Denmark, this country would make money.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Even with the loss of the GDP and in tax money, we would come out net positive if we lost California.
And they'd be begging to come back probably in 10 years. No doubt. In 10 years, Denmark couldn't handle them. Because they're...
Why?
It's a whole different universe out there. Their attitudes, the way they do things, it's really, really out there from the rest of the nation.
You have to steal over $1,000 in order to get arrested there. You can walk into a store. Yeah, it's not working. You can walk into a store and literally rob it blind. And as long as you don't steal more than $1,000, in some areas have changed it. In some areas, they won't even take you to jail. They just issue you a ticket and you're on your way. That's if they catch you.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much crime out there, the cops can't respond to everything. They got huge homeless problems.
Oh, yeah.
The city spends...
Like a lot of states.
The city spends so much money on the homeless issue, they could have opened up homeless hotels and housed everybody.
But they can't because all the...
They could have built from ground up, and they are spending so much money on this homeless problem. And then you got
why they can't build?
Oh.
They have to do basically evaluate
all the studies.
Studies and all that. Plus they gotta say, what are you building it for? It has to be this, and that can take years. Then it's bad enough.
Project.
Yeah, but it still takes
It'll move a
years.
lot faster than if I was trying to get something built out there.
True.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like the,
You
it's
know,
like the
I,
problems these guys are going to run into with these houses when they try to rebuild their houses. I bet you the city will not let them rebuild. They will just condemn the land, take it, and they'll build a smart city, which is what they want to do anyways.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, because I heard that.
I got a feeling that's what they're going to do.
I mean, I heard that. So I don't know if it's going to happen, but I did hear that. So
I
Yeah,
mean,
they'll just
it's like
condemn
you
the
gotta
land,
have.
take it, and
Well,
build
you
their own
gotta
city.
have a permit to put in a garbage disposal. How many places do you know you need a permit to put in a garbage disposal in your own house? Ain't that nutty?
well,
Of all the other things.
yeah. I even heard that Canada maybe wanted to buy California.
Let them.
You can.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm
Well,
hands off in
do
that one.
we
If California wants to go to Canada, go right ahead.
have fun?
But Northern
Have fun.
California has been talking. Yeah, yeah, that is true.
California store owners price all items at $951, so thieves can be prosecuted. Are you serious?
There are some stores that have like an exorbitant price on the product, but when you get to the register, they discount it $1,000 or whatever, and it all evens out to the original price that you should be paying.
Okay, so you might buy 1,500 milk carton, but technically it'll only be $4.
Yeah.
Okay, understand. Oh
Yeah.
well, maybe a good idea. I don't know. Never
But
tried
that's
it.
the only way they can prosecute.
Yep.
And some of these the habitual thieves, they just figure out how much they steal the first time, and they figure out from the camera footage how much they stole the second time, and it might be the third or fourth time by the time they come back to steal something, they finally reach that $1,000 limit, and then they get popped. But the judicial system is so tangled up in California, it'll be years before they get prosecuted.
Yeah.
Their justice system is so far behind.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
I know.
That's why they're having all the problems with same thing with up in Seattle and all those places. That whole West Coast is having problems with it. With what are those people that go in and squatters? People that squat on property. Yeah, somebody squats on property, it could take you years to get that person out of your property.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. There are guys that have been squatting in homes in Seattle for almost a decade.
Okay.
Not paying rent. The owner of the property has to keep the utilities on and pay them.
Yeah, hear that.
Because if they shut off the utilities, then that's, creating a hostile living environment, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
People have had it. That's why I'm saying people have had it, Verm. They want all this bull crap to stop. They want all these government programs to end. They want to go back to the basics.
Mm-hmm.
They want,
it's like, if somebody steps in your home,
I'm sure
you blow them away.
It's not the only place. America's not the only place that wants to go back to the basics. Were you worried about stuff in your country, and that's what you did. You did stuff to better your country. And so when Trump's saying all these outlandish things to make America better again, a lot of Americans are not offended by this, but a lot of people around the world are, because it's going to impact them financially. It's going to impact them, security, or it's going to impact them somehow or another. And I get it.
We're not the world's police department, and we are not the world's piggy bank.
Well, I mean, technically, you do have the reputation of being the world's police department.
Yeah, but
you're saying you're not, but you have that reputation. USA has always been somewhere to defend.
We can't afford it.
We can't afford it.
No, I understand.
I mean,
That's
it's
totally,
like you
totally
can't,
with
you
you.
know, can you afford it?
No,
Verm?
I'm with you on it. It's just that you
Yeah.
said we are not. So you
Yeah.
have to say we are not going to be anymore. That's
Yeah.
different.
Correct.
Okay.
And I don't think we should be anymore, unless it's something's major. You know,
Well, I mean, look, yeah, totally.
did you
No,
see the new thing in Ukraine?
no.
Ukraine wants stuff from the United States, and Trump was like, "Fine, but we want your minerals."
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I
Another
heard.
big
Okay,
thing.
yeah, I heard.
Another big thing came down this week about that. Zelensky agreed to let us have access to their rare earth minerals if we keep funneling them aid.
Well,
Makes sense.
that's. I would say that
Makes
would
sense to
be.
China's been doing it the whole way. The whole China Road thing has been, hey, we'll give you this X infrastructure, but we want access to your gold, your silver, your platinum, your whatever. And then they set up a Chinese mine in that country.
Yeah.
So that way they can get their money back.
The infrastructure is bad quality. Bad quality.
Okay. Okay. But I mean, doing some truck, exchanging, I don't feel that it's wrong. So,
Me either.
I mean, it's what it is. So,
Yeah. I'll be
you've wrote,
curious.
yeah. You wrote Australia? What is it? Australia's corpse flower?
The corpse flower, yes. So there
that?
is a corpse flower. It smells like somebody died. It's a rare flower. It smells like decaying flesh. And it takes like 15, like some of these take decades to bloom. It's so the root structure inside the corpse flower has to get enough energy and grow big enough before it'll bloom. Australia's had 3 of them bloom this year.
Okay.
And it's but the flower only lasts like a couple days and then it's gone.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Must
It's
be
not
a
like
beautiful flower.
It's not, yeah.
No,
But it's not like Denmark's tulips.
No, it's not Denmark. You don't want to field to these things because that would reek. But it's one of those rare jungle plants that, it's kind of like when you see the cactus bloom in the desert, and some of these cactus only bloom once every 100 years.
Okay.
It's one of those rare sightings, and it's saying here about every 7 to 10 years in its natural habitat that it'll actually bloom. So like ones in the jungle, only every 7 to 10 years will bloom.
Okay. Oh, well. Okay.
There's like, what's it say here? There's only like 300 plants in the wild and only 1,000, including those aren't cultivated. So it's a very rare plant. They'll probably find out it's got the cure for cancer or something in it.
Yeah. That's what I was going to tell you. Yeah. That's what I tell you. So, Turdo open mic.
The open mic.
Oh, Trudeau.
Trudeau.
Man.
Trudeau.
That's bad, Verb. That's bad.
He wrote.
They're gonna come get you. They're gonna come get you.
Yeah, you wrote Trudeau. Okay, Trudeau.
I did.
Okay,
I spelled it terribly. I'm trying to find it.
Oh, go ahead. So explain to me all that open mic crap that I don't know about.
So he was doing some speech with some, like a group of business leaders or something. And where was this? This is like 5 days ago. He was ushered out at the Canadian-U.S. Economic Summit in Toronto, and the mic was left open, picking up what Justin Trudeau was saying about Trump. And he's going that, Trump wants to absorb Canada into the 51st state, and this is a real thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, he said it live. Okay, yeah. You're talking that's what he said?
Yeah, that's what they caught on the open mic.
Yeah, but he I don't know, maybe it's because of that, but he did say it in a speech. He was exactly at that conference. He did say it in a speech. He said openly that that was not fake, and that was true, that Trump is trying to convince Canada to become a state.
I don't see it working. But
No, it's not.
But
It's
part
not
of me says
never.
it could work
No, I
because
mean, Canadians are proud. I'm proud.
they can still be
And I'm not talking
Canadians.
about the States, okay? I'm not
They can
talking
still
about the
be
States.
Canadians.
No, but
Canadian
no,
American.
we're not. No, you're going to be American. Not even if we become a state, we're American. We're going to have to run under the American rules. We're going to have to. We're going to
freedom.
have to follow everything that you guys have to follow because you know. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's
The
wrong.
the right to free speech, the right to assemble.
I told you
Right
that
to bear arms.
you know, I go to the States, so I love the American people. Don't worry about it. I'm just saying that I'm
Cheaper
still
gas,
happy to cross the border and be a Canadian.
cheaper homes.
No, don't think so.
Oh, no,
Cheaper homes, but cheaper salaries too. You know what I mean?
By what standard?
No, everything goes on salaries and homes, and I
You'd
mean,
be paid,
we talked
you'd be
about
paid in US
different
dollars.
homes.
You'd be paid
No, but
in
we
US
talked about
dollars.
different homes, Kai. You know, I mean, we talk a lot, and we exchange a lot, and we did talk about different. Depends on where you live. That's for one. Okay, and same thing for Canada. But I mean, technically, I live in the suburbs, and you know, Montreal, the houses are about $1.5 million now, something like that, $1.5 million, depends on what you're living in. In the suburbs now, we're about at a 700,000. I mean, the suburbs where I live, houses are about at 700,000, 400, 500, 700,000. So, technically, but it depends again where you live. You know,
that's like 490,000 US.
Yeah, US. That's what 1.5, 1.4.
700,000. 700,000 Canadian is $490,000 US.
Yeah, so that's going to cost me the same thing as living here.
1.5. 1.5 is 1 million. Is that 50,000? Yeah, 50,000.
Well, you know, and it's not. And I just want to make sure because everybody's listening. We have the planet's listening to what we're talking about. It's not being American. I'm not proud. I just
if you were making 100,000 Canadian and they switched it over to dollars the next day, you'd be making $70,000 a year US. But depending on what you guys decide to keep for social services, so like there are some states in the union that have public health. Okay. And if Canadian states wanted to opt to have public health remain, then they would vote on that to stay, and they would have to pay the additional taxes, of course, to keep those programs going. The federal government's not going to step in and help you. And that probably would, I don't know, but the price of gas, the regulations on stuff would be cheaper.
Yeah, but Akai, I mean,
and we all know,
we all know the reason why they want Canada is for all the resources. We have a lot of resources.
No, we don't want it for the resources. We want it for the damn poutine, okay?
We have what?
God, man, you poutine. Please, Burp, send him some poutine.
Every time we hear something going off, you know, some wars were won to go get the gas or the oil. Some wars,
is it a resource thing? Of course it is. There's a lot of resources.
It's a resource thing. We have a lot. We have the biggest here in Quebec. We got the biggest soft water reserves. We have oil. We have all the minerals. All the minerals that you guys need.
Yep.
We have lumber. You have lumber too. Now that's what Trump says. You guys have lumber too.
We have lumber too. We have all the same stuff that Canada has.
Yeah. But there's some minerals that we're
not allowed to use it for some stupid reason.
Because all the environmental people.
But Trump is like drill baby drill. And I think that over the next couple of years is going to change everything. Like, would Canada be nice to have? Yeah, makes borders a whole lot easier to sort out. Makes defense a whole lot easier to sort out.
Well, that's a good part. That's a good part. I'm not, like I told you, there's not bad and good. I mean, there is good on some stuff.
You know what?
But I mean,
you know what? You could make us all Canadian as long as you got off your gun high horse. I would become a Canadian if it wasn't for the gun thing.
I know.
I got a government telling me I can't own firearms, and then firearms that I do own that are legal, all of a sudden next month they're not legal, and they come confiscate them. And they don't reimburse people for them; they just steal them from the people. And I know why governments do that is because governments don't want the population to have the ability to rise up and take on the government.
That's why the government wants to get rid of our guns, because they don't want that happening. They want us to be pansies.
Docile.
Yeah, docile. They start taking away gun rights.
And I know I've talked about this fact before. Do you know that during deer season in the United States, just deer season in the United States, there are more armed Americans than all top 10 militaries in the world combined? There are more Bubbas and Auntie Joes out there in the woods with a deer rifle than all the top 10 militaries in the world.
Okay.
That's why nobody invades.
That's one of them, yeah.
Because even the Japanese said it during World War II. He goes, "What are we going to do? Invade the mainland? There'll be a gun behind every tree."
The inner city conflict, it's like literally if they knew we're being invaded.
Like we own more guns in this country than there are people.
Ain't like 17
sure.
17 guns per owner. If
I don't know what the average is. You have to look it up. Look it up.
Sure, Ragnar's going to write it down.
Yeah.
But
I'm helping break that average.
Well, yeah.
Well, you got me curious now because you're not looking it up. I asked you to look it up, and you're not looking it up.
I can't look it up. I'd have to hook up my internet, and I did be disconnected.
Yeah. Well, you guys need to talk about something else while I look at it.
No, so technically, well, yeah, I do want to talk about something else. You put something, and I think that one's going to take a little bit of time. We're talking about Trump and Gaza.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. So, in the United States, has about 120 firearms per 100 people.
What?
So, if there's 100 people, if you pulled 100 people together, between those 100 people, there would be 120.5 guns.
So we're talking about what? 2 point something per person?
1 point something guns per person in the United States.
Yeah. Oh. Not 2, because 2 would be 200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking about registered people that had guns and all that. They took all the gun owners that had guns. Because not everybody packs guns. And the last time I heard of it, I think it was like 17. That might have been off.
Yeah, well, you'd have to find that stat because...
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking about gun owners. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. So, no, but I'm saying that you wrote Trump, Gaza. So what's happening?
Well, you brought up the Trump Gaza thing. I just put it down there.
What's the nonsense? Say it again.
You brought up the Trump Gaza thing. I am just going off what.
Yeah, because we were talking about President Trump in one of the conference when he was with the
So Trump has a plan to redo Gaza, and basically it wouldn't cost American taxpayers. It wouldn't cost. He would solicit other countries and government and other agencies to pay for this. That they would put money into this rebuilding of Gaza.
I know is someone's going to have to
tear
rebuild
it
Gaza.
down. Yeah, they're going to basically tear it all down. Blow up all the tunnels. Get rid of all that stuff, and rebuild it so it's an actual functional area. But in the meantime, they have to deport everybody out of Gaza, which I can understand why, and only let the people that are worthy back in.
Yeah,
that's what I would.
I have no problem with that. But the other thing with Jordan doesn't want that. They're up in arms over that.
Do you blame them?
Well, they're the ones that funded them.
Jordan's one of our biggest allies over there next to Israel, and Jordan doesn't want a million terrorists imported into their country. I don't blame them at all.
Yeah.
Egypt doesn't want them either. Syria don't want them. That's pretty bad when all your neighboring countries don't want these people.
I should tell you something.
Yeah, but what are you going to do?
People aren't going to like what I'm going to say here. From the river to the sea, push them out, let them swim.
Yeah, but that's becoming like it's becoming like
how many years has Israel? How many years has Israel put up where they gave them control of their own area? They gave them all this money and assets and stuff like this. They gave them, water, set up sewer, set up housing, set up all this stuff for them, gave them aid, gave them defense, protected them. And
what did they do?
Constantly bombing and shelling Israel with rockets and mortars and all that stuff, killing people, kidnapping people. And the last time they kidnapped and killed how many people? I don't know. And
children.
And they broke the rule. Women and children. Are you kidding me? If you wanted to hit military targets, fine. I get that. Your military is fighting my military. That's good. But if you're hitting women and children, kidnapping babies.
Well, we witnessed that. We witnessed that in Afghanistan. Not Afghanistan, sorry. Ukraine. Got mixed up.
Yeah.
Country. So in Ukraine, it's the same thing. The Russians done exactly the same thing.
Yeah. And they should be.
And they even killed them. They killed them live on the road. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
For sure. They took out, how many prisoners did they take out of the jails? And said, here's a gun, shoot.
Yeah.
They cleaned up they did clean up the jails.
Yeah. They went in these jails.
They're all dead.
Got all these guys out. I doubt they're all dead, but I bet you there's guys that have served their contract and now they're living back in Russia.
Maybe.
There's got to be at least one. And I'm not saying it's right, but how much do you take before?
I agree with you.
I'm not saying genocide is the answer.
Christ is coming. Get a towel.
But
that's what's written.
That's terrible. And
well, the other thing is, it's like how much do you take? I mean, how?
If I was throwing rockets at Montreal every day,
that went in well.
I mean, how many years would you put up with that? Or would you want your military to retaliate?
No, for sure. I mean, you don't bombard a place for nothing.
Yeah, but they did it for over a decade.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but and after what they just
did, sometimes That's why they set up that Iron Dome, is to shoot down all these missiles.
Yeah.
It was a constant thing. The air raid sirens are going off constantly over there, telling people to go take shelter. They would go to shelter. They would have missiles come inbound. Missiles would get shot down. Maybe a stray one would get through, hit something, and then go to school the next day. Go shopping. Try to do the gardening. And oh, look, another missile attack. Even though we've given you the land, we've given you everything, we're giving you money, but the people there elected a terrorist organization. They teach their kids to hate. They teach their kids to dislike everybody. It's in the cartoons. It's in the comic books. It's in the thing. These people are just bombarding their children with hate. So when they grow up, they hate everybody.
Yeah.
And here's how bad it is. The people that live in West Bank don't want them. And that's their own people.
Okay.
That's bad
And the
when your own people don't want
Israel has it. The reason Israel has those territories is because during the 7-Day War, when Egypt wanted to attack and take over Israel and kill all the Israelis said, no, that's not going to happen. And then they took half of Egypt. In 7 days, they had to control half of Egypt. And I said, okay, we'll go back to our country. We'll play nice again. You don't try to attack us, but we're going to take this so it's a straight line. Because that way we can defend it.
Okay. I understand. Yeah.
So.
The planet's complicated lately.
Oh, it's way complicated. I mean, I don't even listen. I try not to listen to the news during the week because I just get the highlights. Because
well,
it'll make your eyes explode.
Yeah, I wasn't listening to the news. Then I started listening to when we all saw everything going, and I have to stop again because it's really complicated. It's you're looking at it and everything. Everybody's going
nuts.
Yeah, everybody's going nuts. So we'll see. So, ladies and gents, we are getting close to that time. I'm going to take just a little bit of time for people that are listening to us.
Didn't it?
Yeah. So people are listening to us at the moment. These are our opinions. We exchange, and this is not LPV podcast or Vermline Radio or La Production Verms opinion. This is totally us three here expressing ourselves and exchanging on what we think is the knowledge. So and you know, like Kai always says, you know, some of this is facts. So or you know, and we read about it. So just be sure to understand our point here on the show. We are a live show. I'm just taking time to explain it because I mean, lately with all the crap going on the planet, it's never obvious to talk about this. You know, Canada, United States, 51st state, Israel, Gaza, yeah. So and I know the guys here want to vote for me to be a governor, but I'm telling you, I'm want to stay Canada. I love Canada, so yeah, I love my red flag. So. And anyways, Canada's too big to be a state.
It could be your state flag.
No, but Canada's too big to be a state.
You'd be like
you should subdivide them.
52nd.
I think they would break it down. They would break it down into the states. I think Canada as a whole state is no way.
No, because I mean, I when they said that, I laughed. I go, man, no. I mean, you know, I overheard that Alberta would do it. I overheard that some of the provinces maybe would do it. But I mean, that's it. Then they would become a state, you know? But I mean, Canada won't let go. Well, Canada's not going to say to Alberta, go. No way.
Yeah, but if the people of Alberta say, yeah, we're doing it.
Well, it's not that easy, guy. I mean,
I know it's, but
unless you want a war on your territory. You know, I mean, you know, guys,
there's places in the U.S. that are currently changing state lines. They are going, we no
Yeah, I'm with
longer
you,
want to
Ragnar.
be a
I'm staying
part of.
Canada.
Yeah.
Ragnar says, stay Canada, Verm.
Yeah. There are states in the United States that are having that conflict now of like,
Idaho,
hey, we no
Oregon.
longer want to be part of, Idaho. We want to be part of Oregon. It doesn't make any sense for us to be part of Idaho. Northern
It's actually
California is talking about
Idaho and Oregon wants to be part of Idaho, parts of it.
There's people in Colorado that want to secede from the rest of the state because they don't like what's going on in the Denver area. They want to Northern Colorado wants to secede from Colorado and become their own state.
Crazy, eh?
Yeah.
Well, there's still a lot of negotiations on that. Akai, you want to shout out everything you usually do all the time?
Yes. Please like and subscribe. Go out to vermlandradio.com. Go to our swag shop. Please buy stuff there. It helps keep the station on the air. We really appreciate it. We don't take any money for ourselves. It all goes back into the radio station, goes all back into podcasts and equipment, stuff like that, so we can better our production. But just go out there. Please like and subscribe and share. And we really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah. And if you want to leave some comments. It helps us out. And please join our YouTube channel and all our other media platforms. Really important for us because you know how it works, ladies and gents. It grows. When people join, it grows. When you ring the bell, it grows. It helps us out. And then you can get our shows while you're at it. So come and join, subscribe, and leave comments. It will help out the show. If you don't want to donate, at least help us out there. It's free. It's free to
the like and
jog
subscribe
that wheel.
free. Yep.
Yeah. Thanks. So, ladies and gents, thank you, Ragnar. I know you've been there. Christ is coming. Get a Towel was listening to us from Kicks. And then there's a couple of people that logged on. So I just want to say hi to everybody. Thank you very much, everybody. And let's see each other next week on Tuesday once more. And in 2 weeks from now, Akai's going to have to take over.
Wednesday.
What did I say? Oh, yeah, I keep saying, because it used to be Tuesday. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Wednesday. Because then you're going to get mixed up with the French one. And they're going to say, why is he talking French?
Parlez-vous français? Oui, oui.
Parlez-vous français?